I mean, they say that the future is digital, but is it inclusive? So on Thursday, the 24th of April, the world will come together to celebrate International Girls in ICT Day 2025. It is a powerful reminder that girls and women really belong at the heart of digital transformation. This year's theme, Girls in ICT for Inclusive Digital Transformation, challenges us to rethink the spaces that we create, the systems that we build, the doors that we also open up for, of course, our next generation of women in the tech space. So we are talking girl coding, we're talking about cybersecurity, data science, innovation, and more importantly, access to STEM education, career opportunities as well, and really just to tech spaces that empower rather than exclude. And so for joining us now for this important conversation, as someone who knows a thing or two about nurturing future-ready digital talent, Jessica Hawkey, Managing Director of RedAcademy, a dynamic learning and placement platform building tech skills for South Africa's youth, will be joining us for this discussion. Jessica, good afternoon. Thank you for making time to chat with us.
Thank you very much.
Perhaps we could look at the theme for this year, and as we're comparing it to previous years, the progress that has been made, what's keeping you hopeful given what's happened?
I think when we look to the year ahead, it is exceptionally important that we look to encourage more females into technology. When we look to South Africa, only 3% of females consider careers in technology. That's at a school-going level. And this is something that we really need to address. We need to create more awareness for girls and females looking to enter careers in technology. At RedAcademy, we do this through school activations, creating awareness for careers in technology. We do this through things like our social media platforms, through speaking at conferences, and really amplifying the voices of females to address the gender imbalance in technology.
And so sticking to the theme of representation and inclusivity, just given that alarming stat, perhaps you could just tell us where that stat came from, because as you try to champion women's participation and girls' participation in ICT, barriers to entry remain, one of the biggest hurdles. What's that reality on the ground? Paint that picture for us in this 2025 edition.
The reality on the ground is that not enough females are considering a career in technology. We need to be doing more to address this gender imbalance. At the moment in South Africa, 23% of the sector is represented by females in ICT. This is something that we actively look to address. But when we look to the ICT sector as a whole, there are a number of opportunities for our youth to enter highly skilled careers. It is said that there are 44,000 vacancies. This is a report by Harambee. 44,000 vacancies for junior levels in technology, and this represents a tremendous opportunity for youth and for females in the sector.
Well, we're also mitigating against, structural inequalities and inequities, and so that participation really becomes crucial. Accessibility, but also long-term sustainability. Us as a country to compete on the global sphere as well, those are important aspects to consider as well. And so I just wonder if we're looking at some of those success stories that have come to the fore that you'd like to speak about. Help us understand what those look like.
Absolutely. We have a number of success stories in RedAcademy of females who have launched their careers in technology. We have moms who are now able to provide for their families. We have matriculants who have come through our program. Our program only requires a matric certificate to enter. Okay. But at just 19, they have launched their careers in technology as software engineers. We have other females who were waitresses before entering the program, now junior software engineers who have spoken on a national stage to encourage more females into careers in technology. And this really addresses the gender imbalance that exists at the moment in the system, bringing more diversity into the workplace, bringing more diversity into teams and into our businesses alike.
I'm also just looking at, creating a supporting ecosystem as well. Talk to us a little bit more on that front. Encouraging innovation as well. What's South Africa contributing to that story?
I think South Africa is well poised to be a leader in the tech space. When we look to the success of the call center area and how South Africa has really flourished in this sector, we have the same time zone as Europe, a number of opportunities for youth to get into careers and careers in technology. Let's expand this opportunity. Let's expand it into technology. But when we look to launching careers, we need to look at what it takes as well. From outside, we say that this is not just the technical skill sets, but also that workplace readiness. Yeah. And it's incorporating things into a program like at RedAcademy, what we do with bringing youth into the workplace. Currently in South Africa, there is 6.7 million children in households with no employed person. And this is why it is so important to bring youth into the workplace and females into the workplace from the very first day. We do our training at RedAcademy inside the live environment in order to do this, to create an environment for technology to eventually service the global market. But let's first address that need in South Africa, that opportunity that exists in South Africa, to grow the skill sets and to service our businesses locally.
Yeah, because economic growth, can be achieved. Socioeconomic growth can be achieved if we're going to use digital transformation as a means to get there. And even if we just look at the fourth industrial revolution and sort of the activities underway, because there's the use of AI, there's also, ownership of data. There's a lot that is encompassed in terms of the value chain. And I wonder if we could speak to that. But even if we're looking at development, algorithms, mitigating against bias and just prejudice in terms of what we're seeing, just to assert the agency, what's keeping you hopeful on that front in terms of innovation and development?
Well, you've actively highlighted that technology is changing at a rapid rate.
Yes.
There are many areas that we need to address in it. I myself am not an expert in those changes that you've mentioned, but on our side, what we do is we keep up to date with the technology needs, the technology roles, and adapting to that, addressing those kind of skill sets that are needed to sort of leverage and to grow in these areas. Things like software development, automation testing, data science, and really addressing those areas and those skill sets that are up to date with the changes taking place in the environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And so RedAcademy's, role along the value chain. Talk to us a little bit about what you envision for the long-term strategy. And if we're just also going to be looking at how people can access more information about the Academy, what is required. Help us understand that a little bit further.
At RedAcademy, we are pioneering a new way for South African matriculant youth to enter skilled careers in technology. And we do this through our skills integration as a service model. This means that we take matriculant youth with no prior coding knowledge, bringing them into the live environment, creating opportunities for youth in the tech sector, equipping them with the customized skill sets and experience that they need to really succeed in a role. And we do this through offering 6 months of live client project delivery to our clients. This means that candidates get to grips with the skill sets that are needed to succeed in the environment. Businesses get role-ready candidates. And we offer this as a service. And this is the way in which we are addressing that long-term need in the market. As you've said, that there needs to be a longer-term view in this. And it is ultimately addressing the dire skills shortage that exists in the software industry that we are looking to address, bringing more youth into the sector and supporting businesses alike.
I mean, this... Yes, yeah? Do continue, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, if candidates are interested in you were saying about, how do you get into this type of environment, we encourage youth with an attitude and an aptitude for technology to do research, to find out what type of sector it is you want to go into. Is it software development? Is it data science, cybersecurity, as you've mentioned, test automation? These are all areas in technology that offer really sustainable and scalable careers. And if interested, to then apply at RedAcademy. It is redacademy.co.za.
Yes, well, that capacity building is going to be very important, and it cannot happen in isolation. I just wonder, what strategies you think parents and caregivers, perhaps even industry leaders could employ to perhaps assist you on this endeavor in transforming, ICT at large and making it more inclusive.
I think what we live in an age where there is a lot of information available, and to encourage your children or those under your care to research the industry, to whether it's watching videos, reading books, looking online, social media, hearing from others in the industry through things like attending school activations and information days on the sector, to really start uncovering that, to look to the problem-solving skill set that's needed for a career in technology, perhaps whether it's playing games, whether it's chess, whether it's online games. There are many areas in which you can sort of hone that skill from a very young age, researching the industry and gaining that passion for technology.
All right, Jessica, all the best with your future endeavors, and thank you for weighing in ahead of International Girls in ICT Day that's happening for this 2025 edition. Jessica Hawkey, of course, is a Managing Director of RedAcademy, looking at future-ready digital talent being nurtured. Again, thank you to her for joining us.